Okay, hello, and it's time to put in the other MRF428 into the Hercules 444 amplifier board on the left side amp. Got the one in, so let's see how our luck is on this other one. So, first thing we do is admire the new transistor and take it out of the pack. Cut. Make sure you're static safe. I'm not sure how these are sensitive static, but here in the desert area with static, you want to be careful. It's still kind of bad around here. So inspect the leads, make sure they're not bent up or really oxidized. These look pretty darn good. And gonna plop it in there. So here the gasket thing is not in there. You don't need to put the gasket gizmo thing in there. This doesn't need to be in there, so don't bother putting that in. Don't bother putting in heatsink grease because you don't want heatsink grease. You want the heat to go into the leads, not into the heatsink. So make sure it's in right. The little notchy thing here with the little cut thing goes up there. So there's two ways to do it. You can get it wrong, get it right. It's a 50-50 chance, but the letters usually kind of match, right, on both of these. They are matching. Keep your skin grease off of these leads if you can, and just plop it in there. Make sure it seats in here. I'm not going to bother tensioning these leads at all, nor did I bother taking off any solder, but push down on this and see how it reacts. This one, yeah, it seems like I might need to pull some solder off this thing. I don't know. I'm not going to bother. The less desoldering and less damage, the better. All right, so for this, I'm just going to tension it up and put in the screws and get the soldering on it. There's that screw going in there, tensioning. You don't want to bang these screws down too hard, just enough to make sure it's tight. Tighten them evenly. And that's it. Heat sink hold down screws. Don't cross thread. That one's now going in. And this little transformer here is a pain. You can't really move it. You don't want to break it a whole lot. Just kind of ignore it. All right, so this isn't looking too good. I'm going to move it over a little bit. Something's holding it up. So on this one, the screw doesn't line up. And it's a bit off. There it is. So one of those was stuck on something, probably a solder ridge. Now we'll just put in the screw with a magnetic screwdriver. And tighten it down. Don't cross thread. Sometimes you can turn the screw counterclockwise until it clicks in. This one is cross threading because I can't get the screwdriver in correctly. These should go in finger tight. There, finally. I'm hitting that transformer. All right, so gently and firmly tighten this down, corner by corner, end by end. You'll see the leads might perk up a little bit. All right, this one is snugged. It's not real tight, it's snugged in there. So now Take something dull and bend the leads down. Don't use a screwdriver, use a plastic object. Just bend these down gently. Gently, gently, gently. So they'll make contact with the board. Okay, and that's about it. Turn on your soldering iron and get to soldering. That's about the best I can do because I didn't take the solder off. The solder underneath will melt just fine and you'll be off to the races. So let's get to work on this. Don't forget that this little diode here screws into that screw. And let's try it out. So this one's harder to solder in because it has things in the way. You want to get the solder tip parallel with the lead. That's pretty imperative. And on some of these you can't do it. So I'm using my left hand now. Let's take this wire off, is not to burn it. Just put it aside. Take that one off too, perhaps. Don't forget where it goes. I hate taking wires off. Okay. And because I will forget where it goes. Make sure you can get in here without burning everything. Clean your tip off. Mine's not clean. Get some of the crud off it. I guess I should use something better than a screwdriver. But it's what I have. And give it a try. Let's try this one first. I'm looking for things I'm going to burn up when I'm doing this. I don't see anything. Okay, let's try it. Just get some solder on there to make contact. Try and get the board involved here as soon as possible. Don't overheat it. Don't overthink it. Just get it done. Okay, that's good. And let's get on to the next one now. Again, you want to put the soldering iron perpendicular, not perpendicular, parallel with the little gold leaf lead there. If you can, and involve the board as soon as possible. I'm just simply globbing on some solder there, trying to involve the board. So you want the connection to the board to happen as soon as possible, and that pad, this one is not working out too well. It's not hitting the pad, it's not conducting. Let's heat this thing up again. And there, the pad is now involved. Try and get the end of it involved. Let it roast for a minute. That's good. It's not too hot. All right, let's get this one over here. Without burning anything to pieces. I really can't see, I'm just hoping it works. Okay, done. That looks like it needs a little more heat. I'm actually worried that that one's touching the other pad, but it's touching the other transistor's pad. It doesn't look too good. Guess I'll check the schematic. Okay, that would cause a nice short. Last one. Okay, that's good. So I'm a little worried about this one connection here. It looks like it flowed through. So I'll show you that. Oh, you can see it, I think. So yeah, it doesn't look too good. So this one. Okay, hold on. We're gonna move here. One guy complains I moved the camera too much on this thing. Okay, so I'm seeing a bridge here. I'm not sure if that's a correct circuit or not, but I wanted to make sure that bridge is legal to be there or not. And if that's not the case, we'll take that out. But I think our soldering in here is otherwise complete. And I think that one went in fine. So I think we'll call it a day. Put the heatsink grease on here and see if this thing works. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And I guess these aren't matched, are they? Look at that. 301, 307, 134. Oh boy. Well, I didn't pay a fortune for these from RF Parts, so maybe that's what I get. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.